And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I always do. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. The weather here in New York is foggy, dark, dreary, drizzly. It's a raw day, as they say. So, how are you guys doing? I'm feeling fine. Had a great weekend. I'll share more about that with you all. Definitely. Last night we had a great game night. Lots of fun. We had so much fun in our game night last night. And we walked away with our spelling bee as geniuses. Yes. And Chris R, she was the MVP for the night. So we had a great time last night. It was a lot of fun. And as always, we always have a good laughs. And I was like, y'all need to stop Chris because Chris is trying to do 4 in a row. She's trying to do 4 in a row. Watch out. Watch out for Chris. And oh, so there she is. There she is in the building. Our MVP. Our MVP is in the building. And but we had a lot of fun. Anyway, let's say some good mornings. Good morning, Hannah. Oh, I got the other graphic up. Oh, wow, that's big. That's huge. Okay, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. It's I sometimes this is nice to have that graphic. Somehow it resets. And also in second place, we have our wonderful Lisa. She says hi, Hannah, but I know that she said this is what she said. Happy Monday. She said happy Monday first. Okay, there you go. And Chris for the bronze for this morning, our MVP. Good morning, she says. Good morning. And Lisa says, I love it though. There's something New York City for photographers. Now, I always say this. Photographers love cloudy, dreary, rainy, not rain, but we like some rain. We like the dreariness. We like the clouds. That's what we photographers love in New York. That's the beauty of New York, because that's when Gotham becomes photographic. The sheen on the streets. The people have their headlights on the cars because it's it's drizzly or rainy, and then you get the reflections off the streets. You get puddles, so you get reflections in the puddles. You get the beautiful ceiling of fog. Yeah, we love. There's many reasons to love. When you live in a city like New York, it's beautiful to photograph. Lisa says, I fell asleep. Yeah, she wasn't there last night. Lisa was not there. And Anthony, good morning, family. He says, good morning. What I do like about this graphic that's going on is that it actually shows your face so much better. It's very large, so people can see who you are. So I can always change it up in the middle at the end. But I like it. I like it. I like it showing off your beautiful faces in our community. Lisa says, Chris always wins. She is really good at the games. Yes, she is. Chris R is, and Chrissy Ann and Chris, both Chris's are excellent. And then Dr. Tachi is awesome especially when it comes to connections. She is great in connections. We have the wonderful Bryson in the building. He says, what's up, Ron? What's up, RLP fam? What's up, everybody? Happy Meta Gala Monday, aka Black Meta Gala Monday. Yes, the Met is about to happen. It's about to happen at the Met. I do believe they had a special feature on Good Morning America with Michael Strahan, interviewing the wonderful, what's her name? The one that's in charge of the Met. And but yes, so that was, I think, on GMA today. Anthony Rowland says, we love a moody scene. That's right. See, we photographers are on the same page. We love a moody scene. Hey, Kelly A's in the building. What's going on, Kelly A? She said, good morning, everyone. Chilly day in Nashville. Oh, wow. Yes, chilly in Nashville? That sounds ironic. Yeah, it's chilly in Nashville. What's chilly? Is 70 chilly? Okay. Is that perspective? And what's up, Hannah? I see all the love between you guys. What's up, Kelly A? Like Lisa, I was just thinking that I can see everyone's profile so clearly. Yeah, this graphic is a lot more. Yeah, it gives you a whole lot more. However, I always go with the minimalist, but this is the classic. This is the classic version. And so I'll play with the classic today. I think I like the classic because you can really see each other's, you can see people's faces. Hello, Hannah. I see that. It's not a great day for the Met. Oh, it's gonna be, oh well, it's supposed to get heavy rains later on. So heavy rains, and the further out to Long Island you go, the worse the rain is. So it shouldn't be that bad in the city. It'll be raining, but not bad. And again, photographers like the cloud cover. Those pictures are gonna be so much better because of the cloud cover. Let's see, Lisa, you're a oh, polyviophile. What is that, Anthony? What is that? Oh man, I need to look that word up. Is that someone that loves the rain? Oh, there she is, Ann Winters. That's right, Wintour. Yes, Wintour. Ann. And thank you for that. Lisa, Charlene's in the building. She says, "Good morning, everyone." Good morning, she says. Good morning to Charlene. No, whoa, Kelly says it's between 40 and 50 degrees in Nashville. Wow. I guess we're gonna get cool weather after, because usually it swoops down and then comes back up. I guess we got cool days coming ahead for us here in New York then. Anthony says, I might make a t-shirt. And Lisa says, yes, I love rain. So that's what that word means. Someone that loves rain. Interesting. Yeah, I love rain too. Rain to me is so relaxing. Yeah, see, a pluvial fill. Am I saying it right? Pluvial or pluvial Philly is a person who loves the rain. Nice. Nice. And Bryson says, we've got festives today on the IG Lives. We got the Mark Hotel, New York. We got the Pierre Hotel. We got the Carlisle Hotel to see the biggest stars to fashion biggest night. And Lisa says, it's nature cleanser. And a thunderstorm is the best. Lisa, many times when Lisa speaks, there's many things about Lisa that is very much as if I could have been raised in the same family with Lisa. I mean, she could have been a cousin, she could have been a sister, because we're always on the same page in certain things. And this is one of them. I love the rain. I love the clouds. I find it to be the most tranquil of weather. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy sunny days, but I love rainy days. I do. Just do. I guess I'm part of that category, Anthony. I am part of that category. I love rain and I love stormy weather. Stormy weather. Anyway, I will not go beyond that. And Kimmy Kim is in the building. She says, hello all. Hello all. Kimmy Kim is in the building. So we're going to do some photography this morning. And I'm trying, it'll be photography related to news, because that's what I do in the mornings on Mondays. And especially looking at photography. There's a lot of Trump news out there this morning. Obviously, you know about the AI Pope photo, which is ridiculous. We won't go into that, but that was absolutely unacceptable. A lot of Catholic folks are not happy with that photo. And I'm still always amazed at how many of these leaders that say they don't like what he did are afraid to say they don't like what he did. This is the problem. We have a problem in our country when the religious leaders cannot stand up. And I'm saying that, it's just the guy is not the guy is not a good person. The guy is not a good person. I don't understand. I just don't understand why we don't. They're all around the bush. Just say what he did was horrible. That was horrible. Why are they dancing around this knucklehead? I mean, he is a clown, a liar, a clown. He's all of the bads. He's evil. He's arrogant. He's self-absorbed. He is a bully. He is. Nothing good about this man. Nothing good about Trump. Nothing good. Oh, Lisa's teaching me. There's Lisa. Lisa has to school me on my hooked on phonics. Plovioli. Ploviol. Thank you, Lisa. I love Lisa. He is making a comic strip of the White House account. It is horrible. It is horrible. And he says, yes, almost every year at midnight after Mardi Gras, it rains in New Orleans to help cleanse the streets of all the filth from all of the festivities. Are you serious? Almost every year it rains? Did not know that. He is all of the bads. Yes, Lisa. He is all of the bads. Yes. So let me get this set up for some photography here. I think we love photography in this platform. I said, I need to spend more time with more photography here. More photography, more travels, more around the world. I know y'all get tired of Trump and his craziness. I mean, Alcatraz is the latest. Alcatraz, right? You want to reopen Alcatraz. How crazy is that? And yeah, not too cool. Okay, let me get to photos. Here we go. Da, da, da. And here we go. There we go. This time we're doing photos from The Guardian. Usually we do photos from Associated Press, but today is going to be The Guardian. And The Guardian also has, if you don't know, they have a section dedicated to photography. So The Guardian. And so this was all the photos from this weekend. So I like going through these photos because what it does for me, it connects me with the rest of the world. Because guess what? There's a lot going on with this crazy person here in America that's sucking all the air out of the room. But the rest of the world is flourishing, doing things, participating in different events, some good, some bad. But the world is going on without Trump. Okay, so this guy, look, I want you guys to notice the formats of how these photos are taken. I want you to notice like stuff that we've talked about in this community, like rule of thirds. I want you to think about leading lines. I want you to think about shadows and light. I want you to think about all those. When we go through these photos, I want you to not only think of the technical parts of the photo, but I would like you also to obviously see the news events, because this is how we stay informed of what's going on around the world. But what's really good is also, how do we become better photographers? Is by looking at photography, right? We become better photographers by looking at photography of other people. And then it usually inspires us on how to take photos, or a different way, or a different perspective of taking photos. So I said Mondays, I want to spend more time, since it's our Motivation Monday. For those that know, it is our Motivation Monday. I gotta get my crawl up, right? I have to get my crawl up on the screen. It is oh, whoa, that's huge. I think I need to go back to my other style. Let's change the style to that to minimal. There we go. There we go. That was too big. Okay, so we're back to our regular style. Um, but yeah, it is Motivation Monday. And I would like on Mondays to really give you motivation to photograph your world. So less news, less politics, some news, a little bit, just to kind of like let you know what's going on. But I mean, that's what you guys want. I mean, if you want more news, let me know. This is our community. So, you know, what do you guys think? But I know I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are like, okay, enough with Trump, enough with the crazies. So I think it'll be good for you. I think it will be good. What do you say? I see also Anthony says that photo of the orange guy as the Pope was almost vomit inducing. It was. Lisa said he is putting everyone who hasn't paid their student loans in default and is going to garnish their checks. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. A is in the building. She says, Grand Rising, Ron and everyone. Bryson says, and he wanted to put tariffs on films and foreign movies and biggest movies. Yes, that's the new tariff grift. Because when you put a tariff on, then leaders can kind of carve out for companies that will pay under the table to get carve outs. This is the whole purpose of these tariffs. A lot of these tariffs, because you can do carve outs for people if they pay extra or give you something. It's a grift. Trump is all about the grift. Good morning. Good morning. I see the good mornings. Motivation Monday. I like the big font. You said you like the big font, Anthony? Anthony said he likes the big font. And Lisa says, I like our conversations. Okay. I think okay, then we'll do conversations. He is completely insane. So let's go. So we can do some footage on that. We can talk. Okay, I see that. And then Lisa says, Luigi. Luigi. I do find that our conversation, our time together is very therapeutic. So I know that a lot of folks are like, when we come together, it's a way of getting things off your chest. And you can like and get it off your chest, or and we talk about it. So I look, whatever you guys want to do, we do. But okay, so we'll do some photography later on. But and if you are in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Something our algorithm is not really moving today. We're just like maybe everyone's out. Maybe everyone's out doing other things today. I don't know. It seems like everything is slow over at Instagram and here on our YouTube channel. But okay, so before we go to photography, this weekend, I had a great time at our street fair. So I did photograph and I did put that in the building. And let's see here. Let me get that on the screen, maybe, and we can talk about that. But it was great. They were singing. We had the young lady doing her, a woman doing her opera. And that was really great on Saturday. For those that tuned in, I was what I call on the move. And so they shut down from 68th Street to 86th Street on the east side of Manhattan on 2nd Avenue. And you have all of the vendors that come out. And I was introduced to Snow Milk because of you guys, as I was sharing 2 years ago. Is it 2 years or is it 3 years already? But I think it was 2 years ago. And then I think Lisa, somebody, I said, hey, I was at this jumper. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this jumper. I gotta have it. Like he's overalls, car dealership overalls, and mechanical overalls, I should say. And then you guys raised the money to purchase it. And then I fell in love with Snow Milk in their clothing that has great messaging of positivity. And I love their works. I mean, their products. So anyway, I saw them at our street fair. And the street fair that I am doing ambassador duty to is because I am one of the ambassadors to the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. And so I was absolutely, I'm always like have a great time of going through and meeting the vendors. And each year I get better at it. Each year I get better at it. And this year was definitely much. I have now the camera was on a horizontal. So it was really good. And I interviewed some really cool people. And I'll show you some of that from this weekend. It was good. We had a good time. And well, I should say I had a good time. And the street fair. Here we go. So I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink a lot, but when I do drink, I do have three things that I love. I love a mojito. I love a good Riesling. And I absolutely love a great sangria. And so this this gentleman had his vendor place set up really nicely, but he gave us samples of his sangria. And I try not to buy anything at these street fairs. I try to just go about my business. But this sangria was so good. I had to have it. I had to have it. I had to grab some sangria. Anyway, that's okay too. Okay. This is, I'll sip. I'll definitely take a sip.
Not an emergency today, but you're going to want to store that in the fridge. If
he had a crowd around him.
Okay.
Look at this.
Okay.
So when did you start your...
The journey has been incredible. I've been actually making this wine for over 20 years. I didn't start selling it until 4 years ago.
Wow.
I'm really perfecting the craft before bringing it out to the public. I have many different blends. I use a lot of seasonal ingredients to come up with my blends.
That's why
so if you want to start,
I'll try it. I'll definitely try. I love sangria.
Apples and citrus. This is more of a traditional sangria. Now I don't use any liqueur for flavor. That is one thing people do love the most about my sangria. All the flavors from the fruits.
That's nice.
No brand, really stuff you guys know what to go with.
Oh my gosh.
Can we try to find that?
Okay, so what again, it's the street fair. And but that was so good. They had all kinds of merchandise there. That was the opera. Again, singing. It was a great festival, and lots of people were out yet on Saturday because it was warm in New York. It was warm in New York, and there was photography, lots of food, lots of jewelry, lots of people. It was a great day, and so we had a good time. Anyway, that was on Saturday, and here in New York City at the 2nd Avenue Street Fair. You can catch the whole coverage on the YouTube channel. It is right there. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Lisa says, we can do both. Mix and match. Find photos that provoke conversation. Exactly. Definitely. We will do that for sure. I think I do that anyway. I think that's what we do when we look at photos. And Anthony says, Lisa, our community is amazing. We're all like diamonds, multifaceted and brilliant. Ooh, Anthony, you are a philosopher. Lisa said, Anthony, yes, I love it. I learned so much here. Lisa again, yes, I started it and we all chipped in to finish it. They fit you perfectly. Yes, I love it. And then the following year, I bought another one. And that says some messages that you probably couldn't say on TV. Lisa says, my motivation tip is to allow ChatGPT to make an hourly schedule for you to keep on point with your task. It's really helpful, especially on a Monday. And I schedule Touch Base Daily in my itinerary. You certainly do. I do have it, as a matter of fact. I don't use GPT. I don't use my ChatGPT because I already have very organized in the morning. Like I usually have a list of topics I want to talk to you about or that happen like from the news, and I kind of like lay it all out. And then what happens, I let you guys navigate the conversation, and then I pull up the stuff that I already have on the screens here. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 tabs open on different subjects that we could cover today. And then, but they're usually there as a guide because I don't usually want to say, we're going to talk about this. Sometimes I do once in a while, but most of the time I let the conversation move and flow. And by the ebbs of the mode of the conversation, that's when I will say, oh, okay, good direction. I see where they're going. And then I will pop up stuff off the screen for you guys. That's how it usually works. That's how I usually work here with all of these technology and bells and whistles. I think you, Chris mentioned to you guys yesterday, Chris got a chance to sit in the studio, and he got a chance to see how everything is set up, because there's a lot of work that goes into meeting with you guys every morning. There's all of these levers that I have to, click on. But yes, on Chat GPT, I do start my day with, I don't use Chat GPT. I do use my Copilot. I use AI all the time. Yes, AI is my best friend. Anthony says, I love a great old-fashioned. The best one I've ever had was the Virgin Hotel in Dallas. Ooh, I love, like I said, my 3 favorite, Rieslings and my mojito and my sangria. Oh, Kimmy Kim. Yes. Sangria, a good sangria is my favorite because when they have all of the fruit, when they slice it up and dice it up and put it into that sangria and let it kind of like ferment a little bit, it is absolutely delicious. He says, I'm in a personal schedule. I can get sidetracked easily, so she keeps me on task. Even water breaks. I didn't mean your show. Oh, you do it flawlessly. No, but I do have to set it up. I'm just like you, Lisa. Like I said, I have everything lined up for whatever direction this conversation could go. So, yeah, I do come in with my agenda, but my agenda is never cemented. It's flexible, because that's how we are in this community. We are a flexible community. And diamonds, right? Hey, Janet's in the building. Janet's in the building. Greetings, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. So good to see you. So then after yesterday, so that was Saturday. Saturday was a great time with the folks on 2nd Avenue. But then last night, let me take you back to last night. Now, the video is a little bit not as strong as it could be, but it still was a great night. And I'll show you what was happening last night. You probably saw my clip on my Instagram, but it was a night called photographer portraits in conversation. And it was really a great night with the wonderful Keith Major, who obviously has worked with Cosmopolitan magazine, Essence, Ebony. The list goes on, and so many of his A-list people that he's photographed. And a young lady named Meg, who's on this side of the build over here. And then you have the wonderful Ibris Solomon, and who also, these great photographers, over 30 years of experience right here. and they were sharing their experiences in their profession as portrait photographers. And it was a great night. It was a great night, and they chose a very calm, easy
Because I
night,
could have gone to
lighting. But here we go.
stayed in the city. And every now and then I'm like, I see the visual arts kids, I'm like, yeah, they have a great community or whatever, but I needed to go upstate. I needed to get out of the city. I needed to see something different. I needed to be in a technical school so that I could deal with photo science and not just the art like that. Good, so all of that worked for me. And then I assisted Anthony Barboza when I got into school. He was the perfect guy for me. And I assisted 1 year. Then I took a job at the photo studio and worked on all of that was fine. It was just, just one choice. Really.
Well, I just want to go back to your question. I didn't, the question wasn't what would you change? The question is what would you do?
Well, what I do,
Like, if you know everything you know, what would be like one of the most instrumental acts that you would do to kind of kickstart your photography career? Think about you speaking to a 16-year-old Keith who just picked up a camera. What would you tell him that?
Well, that's a good, I'm glad you said that, because when I do teach, I try to encourage taking photographs. Two things. Taking the photographs, because no matter what happens, you learn the most by actually doing it. Right?
Yeah.
So I encourage
The room
them,
was
like,
packed.
Don't wait. Just keep doing it. Don't wait for the right gear. It doesn't matter.
Best camera is the one you have on.
Exactly. The best camera is one you have on you. So I reiterate that. I also say that do not underestimate the value of apprenticeship. I spent 4 years in college. And when I assisted, it felt like I learned more in 4 weeks than 4 years ago. It's almost like that old sports term. For those of you in the room who watch sports, the game's much faster. The game is much faster. The game is faster. It's like you're playing college ball. It's one speed. You get to the pros. It's another speed. That's what I experienced. So I say, apprentice. I mean, it's with anything. Like I remember, I was at an event. I was talking to a sister who wanted to like cater. She's like, I'm good with food and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you just have to work for a caterer for a year. You work for a caterer for a year, you'll figure out what to do. You will figure out what not to do working for someone. And then you go and do your thing, And so it would be that. Because my photo journal, I didn't change much of it. And I did the things that I thought. And so I kind of tell them to do that, assist, shoot, because I shot, when I assisted for a year and then I took a job at a photo studio. And then I decided I'm going to do my thing, evenings, weekends, take days off. And either they're going to fire me or I'm going to be able to resign. And I was able to resign.
He's ready to leave in that place.
It was a great night, great conversation. The conversation went for about an hour and 15, 20 minutes. And if you want to catch the whole conversation, you can catch it on the in our YouTube channel. And you can just catch it, listen to it, and lots of great wisdom, because Keith does amazing, like high-end commercial work. Ibris does film and portraits and commercial work, and he's a producer and a photographer. And then Meg, she does portrait photography. I also met her doing some event photography through our mutual friend of ours. And then this was also at my buddy's art studio, his art space. And so he's like, Ron, you gotta have your work here at some point. So I probably will do it at some point. But it was a great night out. So many people came out. There had to be about 50 people. It was packed. And we just exchanged numbers. There was a young lady there. She was representing wine, so they had wine tasting. It was sponsored by them, and it was what I call the perfect night out, and we had so much fun, and it's worth taking a look at. I'll show you just again another little clip here, and this is just from my my Instagram page, and you can some of you have already seen this. Whatever happened to the indoor golf experience you won? Lisa, I sent them an information and never heard back from them. I was like, oh my gosh. I said the same thing, Lisa. I reached out and said, hey, let's schedule. And then I did not hear back. So you know me, I did not pursue it any further. I said, okay, noted. It is noted. So yeah, but that's what happened, Lisa. They never got back to me. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, what's the dealio there? That didn't make sense to me, but they never got back. I called twice. I sent an email once. I think I sent an email once or maybe twice. Did not get a response. So I just left it as is. I said, well, I guess maybe that prize wasn't a good prize after all. I did not get the good prize. But anyway, that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes it happens. But here's some footage from last night's event that I put onto my on my Instagram. And there you have it. Portraits in Conversation. Touch Base Daily on the move. And we had a great time last night. I try to, when I go to these places, try to always film it and try to connect you with it. So that way I know a lot of you do not live in New York City. And a lot of you, if you did live in New York City, you probably would be at these events with me. Or you may be in New York City and you're doing other stuff, and but you still wish you could be there. So I try to tape these, film them, and then bring it back to the community and on Touch Base Daily, on the actual Touch Base Daily, on the segments here. I see here what are you guys saying here? Kimmy says, she said, I had a great one once, and it had a bit of sparkle, a little sweet, but also dangerously hitting strong. I'm going to experiment this summer. I guess you're talking about the sangria. Let's see here. Kimmy says, Lisa, are you going to make your own sangria? I tried it once, but yeah, I should too, because it can be so delicious if done right. I never make sangria. I just go get it. Yeah. Bryson is saying, what is Bryson saying? He's saying about Peacock. Okay. Bryson says, we in Newmount, it's new week. Oh, sorry. In New Month is a new week. We get Diddy trial kickoff today, and we got live from E at Met Gala on E, Peacock, and YouTube, and Vogue YouTube channel as well. That was Bryson's commercial break. Let us know what's going on. P. Diddy is in the news. He'll be in the news. He will be in the news. How are you guys feeling about this whole thing about P. Diddy? Just curious. Just curious. Are you guys into the reporting of P. Diddy? Oh, y'all don't care. I don't really care. So it doesn't like yeah. So, but I know there are some people, there's some people that live and die off of celebrities. I am not that guy. Kat says we ride it. She's laughing at Lisa saying we ride at dawn. Yeah, that was crazy, right? It was crazy that I did not hear back from them. Hope maybe I'll reach out again and say, hey, I tried reaching out several times, but did not get anything from you guys. That was last year. Lisa, we should it's going to try that on our show. It's interesting you would say that. I met a young lady who is also about her wine. The one that was the sponsor of the event last night. There was so much wine, and they were all from South Africa, and two of them were Black owned. And I was like, I got to support these labels. And but I said, I told her about Gwendolyn and Gwendolyn's show on wine. And I said, I need to connect the two of you. So I will be getting them what they call a informal introduction, or I should say, no, it will be a formal introduction. And like the one on the Move concept. You like that, right? You like that, Kaz? On the move? That's right. I'm on the move. I'm always on the move in New York City. So that's Touch Base Daily, on the move. That's what I do. And Lisa says, Kimmy, yes, we can ask her. I don't know if she likes sangria. I love sangria. I got one more. I bought 2 of those jars yesterday. I finished half on Saturday, the other half yesterday. I have another jar there. This is a good question. I tried to ask this last night, but no one had an answer. How long can you save sangria? I would think you have to drink it fast. I think you have to drink it fast. Does anyone know the shelf life of sangria in a jar? Okay. Anyways, don't know. I just know Wednesday is going to be the day that I'm going to finish the next jar. Because I don't want it to go bad. I don't want it to go bad. It's so good. Oh, Lisa says on the P. Diddy thing, they offered him a plea, but he refused. Yes, he did. He refused. That it would tarnish his name. I was like, well, your name is not too far from being tarnished with all the stuff. You can't get worse than what it is. Anthony Rowland says, I'll wait for the cliff notes for Diddy. And Anthony says, South Africa is known for its Malbec. Yes. Malbecs. Yes. And when I was in South Africa, when I lived there for that short period of time, we had wine at every breakfast, wine at every dinner. And I was like, I kept saying, I started to notice I was getting these headaches, these little migraines. And I was like, I think I'm drinking too much wine. Then I stopped drinking the wine and the migraines were going away. I think having wine like twice a day, I started to get these migraine headaches. But the wine was so good in South Africa. And what's great about wine in South Africa is that here in New York City, we buy wine as $30 a bottle, average. Some will go up to 70, 80, depends on what kind of wine you want. In South Africa, you go to the grocery store and there's hundreds of wines, different type. Like when we go to the grocery store, we see Coca-Cola on the shelf and all of the bottled sodas pop. When you are in South Africa and you go to the grocery store, there's wines of every kind from all over the world, and it only costs $3 a bottle. $3 American a bottle. Man, people love their wines in South Africa. It's cheaper than soda. The wine is cheaper than soda. Lisa says, I need to look at your footage to see the company. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Lisa. Make use of it. Probably not too long because of the fruit. Exactly. Lisa, that's what I say. I said the fruit you can't let the fruit go bad. The fruit can only stay in these jars. Nope, I don't think more than a week. So, Ron got to get to business this week and drink that last bottle. And literally, it's a bottle of wine. It's like, the same portion. And they say, the old saying is, old folks used to say, if you're going to open that bottle, you got to commit. There's no such thing as letting the bottle sit overnight. You got to drink it all. If you open the bottle, you must commit. That's what an old gentleman told me when I was growing up. He said, you can't be a wuss. How can you be a wuss drinking wine? Kimmy Kim says, when the trial gets started, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So the trial starts this week. I don't know that it was a selection for the trial. Don't know exactly what's going on with the P. Diddy. Janet says the fruit in sangria might be an issue after the first day. Oh, so you're saying maybe I should start drinking the bottle like today, the last jar. Lisa says he's gonna walk. It's not a crime to have baby oil. Yes, he beat up Cassie, and she should get the penalty. He should get the penalty for that. But I don't think they have much more on him. But we will see. I mean, what about the trafficking? I mean, isn't some of the charges in trafficking? Right? And I don't know. That case is a little weird, a little wacky. Lisa says, I can't wait until you have trips. The one influencer announced her trip and it sold out in seconds. I was pissed. We are going to do it. When I get on the road, once this apartment's behind me, I will be inviting you to wherever I am. Yes, I will. I'm going to need your company. I will be definitely, Lisa said he's going to be lit in his apartment. I woke up this morning with a hangover. And I don't usually get a hangover because I don't drink that much. But last night I had wine at the event, and then I had to finish my sangria. So last night when I was hanging out with you guys, I was sipping my sangria. Well, no, I have water after my sangria. So I had my sangria before. Good sangria. It's so hard to find, and when you find it, it's like what do you call it? It's like golden. It's like some precious mineral that you found. Janice says, wine and spirit sales outlets vary from state to state here in the U.S. Kimmy says, agree, Janet. Fruit should be issue for length of sangria. I think so. I think the sangria can, because even though you have alcohol in the sangria from the wine, it does preserve the fruits to a point. I'm talking about chemistry there. But it will go bad. It may go bad slower than faster. Yeah. So there we go. I'm going to drink that bottle. I'm going to start drinking it tomorrow then. Maybe tonight. Because we can't let that go. We cannot let that $30 bottle go to waste. No, we cannot. We cannot let it go to waste. I'm going to drink it. And so I bought two types. This one's called jalapeno blend sangria. Woo! It has a little punch to it. I can't wait to get that bottle open then. Make sure you store it in the fridge. It's in the refrigerator right now. It's waiting. I said, the first thing I did when I got home, I threw it in the refrigerator. Bryson says, Yep, sex trafficking, kidnapping, and all of 1,000 of baby oils and that word dildos. Anyway, thank you, Bryson. Thank you. Kimmy has that that emoji face that makes me laugh. Oh my gosh. Anthony says to make a great sangria, use fruits that are in season. Yes, that's what they say. I remember reading that in a book. Lisa says, and if there are citrus chunks in it, it will turn bitter. This one has apples. It has apples and some other stuff in it. Anyway, it's good. It's delicious. Are we sure there is no sangria in your Hello Healing mug? No, today the healing mug is in the refrigerator. Today I got my moonshine glass with my water. Because when you have a hangover, you got to keep drinking water. So I'm drinking lots of water today. No, there is no liquor in my diet today. There is water and only water for the rest of the day. Because if I have liquor 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, that would not be good. Janet said, Bryson, all of that. Yes. Okay, what time is it? Okay, it's 11:53. It's time to do some Motivation Monday and get us out here. But I do want to show some of these photos. So let's do some photos quickly, and then we'll go to the motivation. How about that? Let's do that because I want you guys to have a feel of photography since we are photographers or aspiring to be photographers. So let's check it out. We're not going to dwell on them. We're just going to look at them. We're just going to take some pictures. Look at the pictures from The Guardian today. The Guardian. Here we go. The Guardian. And you guys are hilarious. Hey, G is in the building. She is in Costco's. Oh, she's leaving Costco's now. And Kimmy says, I think I had the best sangria once in Miami. Yeah, mostly like when I'm in Spain, that's what I think. When I was in Spain, that was one of the best places for sangria as well, because that is what they do there. Okay, here's some photos. Again, like I said, I want you to look at three things. I want you to look at three things in these photos. Rule of thirds. I want you to look at the grid, how things are chopped up in those 3 boxes, those 9 boxes, the grid. And I want you to also think about shadows and light and leading lines. Okay, here we go. We're just going to go through them. We'll do the headlines and then move on. Waterlooville, UK. This one is in Italy. And again, the pictures is 1,000 words, so I don't have to go all into it. But I want you to notice how this is set up. Look at that. You see the layers in this picture? See the layers? You got the subject in the front, and then you got the complementary to the composition in the back. The men working. Nice shot. Beautiful shot. Mountains in the background. Nice format. Beautiful colors. Leading lines. Using the rule of thirds. Using the grid. Look at these photos. And I want you to see this. It keeps repeating itself through all these shots. And hopefully you will learn. See, look, the first 2/3 is the subject. The last third is the framing of the bush and the wall. You'll see the same rules being repeated over and over again in a lot of this photography. This is London, UK. Here's another beautiful shot, Dallas, US. Look at that. Great shot. Beautiful shot. Showing emotion. Another one. This is in Prague. Prague. Notice how in this frame they isolated and fixed the focus on the cross, and then let the people move through and out of the frame. And that's how you got those beautiful blurs of the people running. It looks like it was some kind of running event through the streets of Prague. So I can read it real quick. It was the Prague International Marathon. And of course, all you folks, this weekend, dun, 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 it was the Louisville, U.S. Kentucky Derby. It was muddy. Did y'all see how muddy that was? It was muddy. But what a great shot. And we all know that sports photography is the most expensive of all photography. But look at this shot. This is a beautiful shot. The photographer is like laying, I mean, obviously he's not in the ground, or she's not in the ground. Did it say the photographer's name? This is Michael Reeves. Michael Reeves is taking this shot for Getty Images, and he has his probably a huge lens, but he has it low to the ground, and then he takes the shot. Look how perfect this is. Look at the leading lines. Look how he breaks up the leading lines. Look at that. Look at this shot. This is one of my favorite shots. Look at the people. I mean, I did not realize how many people love the Kentucky Derby. I shot an event last week, and my clients had a Kentucky Derby theme to their networking event that I photographed. And they had the Kentucky Derby food. They had the wine. They had everything from Kentucky. They had ginger ale from Kentucky. It was an event. Anthony, right? Is this a great shot? This is a great shot. This is one of my favorites of the bunch. Obviously, you got the one. But again, notice the rule of thirds. Notice that the people are in the first third of the frame, and then the tank represents the next 2/3 of the frame. So 3, right? Remember, divide the picture into 3 equal segments, and you see how to create better photos. The best way to become better at taking photos is to look at photos. Look at this shot. Another amazing type of photography is wildlife. Wildlife photographers, again, they have those big lenses. Lots of money goes into those lenses. Fast shutter speeds. Yes, this is in UK. Look at this. This is by James Manning. I love this one. This is pretty cool too. This is Lady Gaga performs at Copacabana Beach. Also, speaking of Lady Gaga, in Brazil, this is Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. They had a bomb threat at her concert. So they were able to nip that before anything happened. But yes, there was a bomb threat at the Lady Gaga show. But look at this. Look at that. All Lady Gaga and her monsters. All her little monsters. Anthony says, hold on a second. Let me get what Anthony's saying here. He says, love that shot. That was the Kentucky Derby. He says, those lenses cost as much as a nice used car. Exactly. Those lenses cost $20,000, $15,000. Could you imagine? Could you imagine someone traveling on the trains of New York with a $15,000 lens? That's not even including the camera. That's not even including the camera. $15,000 lens. This is also in the news. Vatican City. They are now going into the conclave. Right? The Pilgrim group, who are members of a contemporary Templar, the Knights of Templar. Okay. This is at Vatican City, St. Peter's Square, before the conclave to elect the next pope. How many days do you think it's going to take to elect the new pope? I want to see. I think it's going to take 3 days. What do you guys say? What do you guys say? How many days will it take to elect the new pope? How many days? I'm curious. Any betting people in the audience, in the community? Any betters out there? I say 3 days. 3 days. I think obviously it's a guess. I don't have any inside information. 3 days. This is in Gaza. This was taken by Abdel Karim Hana, Associated Press. Look at that shot. Again, look at the arms. The arms are the leading lines into the food that's being shared. Look at that. Look at that. Also, I want you to notice from the bottom to the 2/3 up, 2/3 of the frame contains the people and the cans and the subject, and then you got 1/3, which is the sky. Do you see that pattern? Do you see some of these things that photographers use over and over again to create great photos? Anthony says, let me get my little cursor over here. Anthony says 2 to 3 days. He thinks also 2 to 3 days. Once the Pope became ill, they were already considering a successor. We have one. We have our own Pope. Are you saying that, Lisa? We have our own imitation Pope, according to AI? Yes, I did see the movie. As a matter of fact, because of the Pope passing away, you can see it on Prime for free now. It used to cost $3.99, but now you can get it on Prime for free. And I watched it on Prime on last Wednesday, probably. Yeah, I looked at it last week. Because I take advantage of these moments in time because that also gives me opportunity to learn history and to learn, more about it. And then I start reading about the conclave, all that goes into it. I learned so much. Yes. Kimmy says, I saw that on the news. Okay, let's go to some more photos. We're carrying the news and we're looking at what's happening around the world. This is what we do. This is why I love platforms that share photography, because you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. One, you can learn what's going on in the world, and then also you can learn and look at other photographers' work. Oh yeah, but I don't think he was scolded hard enough. But he was scolded. 47 was scolded for his AI Pope posting, but they were like dashing around the room. They were like, they did not directly scold him. They were dancing around the matter. Okay, this is in Palestine. Palestinian children head to a water distribution point to fill their containers. Look at that. You see the road is the leading line. The road takes you straight through the middle of this picture. Look, your eye will go where the leading lines take you. And your eyes go all the way to the back of the frame. Yeah, the ending was priceless, Lisa, right? That was a good movie. If you have not seen Conclave, check it out. It's so good. So good. There was another Israel-Gaza border. Next one. Nice little bird there. This is India. Last but not least, Ukraine, Kyiv. Firefighters extinguishing a burning car after a nighttime drone attack amid the Russian invasion of Ukraine. This is from photographer. They don't have the photographer's name. They just have Ukrainian State Emergency Services, AFP, Getty Images. Okay, there you go. Look at that. That's how we roll. I want to do more of those photography moments with you guys because, again, that's how you become better as photographers. And then you can ask questions too. If you have questions, maybe I can help you. Lisa said, it was good. The ending is priceless on the Conclave. Lisa says to Janet, He loves the scolding. He lives for it. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And Anthony says the world scolded him, but the leaders in America at large were silent. Isn't that the truth, Anthony? That's you just spoke the truth. The rest of the world scolded, but the American people did nothing. They just, he did a bad thing. He did a bad thing. One of the cardinals, or was he a bishop? Maybe he's a regional bishop because the cardinals are all in Vatican City, I do believe. But yeah. G says, Kimmy, I haven't, but that's a great idea. Okay. Next is our Motivation Monday tip for the week. Let's go. Let's go to the videotape. And we're going to get out of here. But I hope to encourage you to do something. This was inspired by last night. Meg Schmitz, when she was speaking in last night's event, she was talking about using her camera. Her camera is a weapon, and she's a warrior. And I had stumbled on Friday or Saturday the quote by Gordon Parks. And I was like, okay. And I have this thing, it's just me. If I get impressions, I call it universal impressions. Some people say God. Some people say, if I get impressions by two different sources from two different places or two different people, and they come with the same message, that means there's a message in it that I have to share or think about or ponder. And so I came across Gordon Parks' quote last week. And then I heard it again. And I had to share it. So anyway, those that want to know where this is, if you go to my Patreon page or our community, for those that support this community, and again, if you want to support through our Patreon, or you can, there's these little dollar things at the bottom of the screen on on the YouTube channel. You can do it that way as well. However you support, is always great to support what we do here. But it caused me to go and I had to prepare this for you guys. Here we go. Oh, here we go. If we get that on the screen. Today's subject: the camera as a force for change. The camera as a force for change. This is our Motivation Monday. Let's talk about it. Gordon Parks. The camera could be a weapon against poverty, against racism, against all sorts of social wrongs, says Mr. Gordon Parks. The camera could be a weapon against poverty, against racism, against all sorts of social wrongs. Your camera is an instrument of justice. Your camera reveals what people don't see. Your camera causes people to feel about a particular subject that people may not feel without your photograph. Here we go. Let's dive in. This week, let's embrace the truth that our lens is more than a tool. It's a voice. Photography can reveal unseen stories, challenge perspectives, and advocate for change. Whether capturing a fleeting moment or crafting a deliberate narrative, like Rosa Parks on the bus, that was deliberate and made. The photo was made deliberately while she sat on that seat, and then it was distributed to the world to get the message across, because Pictures are not just a click of the button. Some pictures are created with intent. Here we go. Remember, our images hold weight. They can inspire, educate, and reshape conversations in ways that words sometimes cannot. Right? Till, right? Till. Emmett Till, his mom places Let's Jet magazine, take the photos so that people can see what they did to her son. And without those photos, there may not have been a strong movement for the civil rights. But because of those photos in Jet magazine, she says, no, 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 no. I want the world to see what these people did to my son. Take the pictures. Take the photos. And it was part of a world-changing movement for civil rights. For civil rights. The power of the photograph. And we go on. So go into this week knowing that your vision matters. Frame the world with purpose. Shoot with intention. Tell the stories that need to be told. We, as you hear me say it over and over again, we who have cameras, whether it be a smartphone cameras or a tablet camera or a big camera, small camera, pocket camera, Polaroid camera, film camera. There's lots of cameras out there, y'all. It is an instrument to bear truth. Instrument to draw people in to the story you want to tell. So in conclusion, what's the story you want to share this week? Let's make it count. Let's make it count, y'all. Take out those cameras this week. Use those cameras. Use them to be a blessing. Use them to inform. Use those cameras to inspire. Use those cameras to encourage. Use those cameras. Again, like Gordon Parks said, the camera could be a weapon against poverty, against racism, against all sorts of social wrongs. Let's get out there and take some photos. Let's bring folks' eyes to subjects that matter. Okay. What says you in the building? What says you? What says you in the building? I see. Upholding the Constitution. Got you on that one. Got you. Spike Lee said Gordon Parks' camera was a bazooka. Yes, it was. I see him in the pic across from the Apollo in Harlem. The gentleman that you saw, right? That was a gentleman that sells items out there. Yep. We did some leading lines in nature sky pics yesterday, says Kaz. There you have it, guys. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Okay. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I won't do any advertisements, but you know how it goes. But also, can you do me a favor this week? We are at 679 subscribers on this channel. 679 subscribers. If you could do me a favor, one is hit the like. Always hit the likes when you come in. Two, if you could share our platform with people that you think would be benefit from our platform. Some of your friends, some of your family. If you think you would want them around in the community, right? Bring them, invite them. And that way we can continue to grow. But not only that, we can also be a blessing. That's the most part of being a blessing. Being a blessing to others. Okay. That's it, y'all. I'm out. Have a great Monday and a great week. Talk to you later. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.